Hi, I'm Omar, an advisor with Ferguson Financial Planning, and for today's video, I wanted to give you an overview of RESP accounts and how you can use them to fund your child's post-secondary education. So we will cover topics that include what is an RESP, how do government grants work, how to get the most out of your RESP, and how to start withdrawing out of your RESP in a tax-efficient manner. So what is an RESP? The RESP, or the Registered Education Savings Plan, is an investment account that allows you to fund your child's post-secondary education. Unlike a lot of the accounts that we set up for the benefit of ourselves, like the RSP or the TFSA, the RESP is set up by a parent or grandparent to the benefit of their grandchild. It's set up to fund the post-secondary education of that child. Like any other investment account, you can invest in stocks, you can invest in bonds, ETFs, and mutual funds. However, the money that you put into the RESP does not give you back a tax credit. However, any growth within that account is tax sheltered until you start to withdraw the money from the RESP. There is a limit to the amount of money that you can put into an RESP, and that's $50,000 per child over the lifetime of the account. How do government grants work? When you put money into an RESP, the government provides an incentive for parents, family, and friends to save up for that child's post-secondary education. And they do that by providing a grant that is based on a percentage of the amount contributed. That grant, which is called the Canada Education Savings Grant, or CESG for short, is equal to 20% of the amount contributed, up to a maximum of $1,000 per year and $7,200 per lifetime of the beneficiary. However, if your family's net income is less than $90,000 a year, you'll receive an additional 10 to 20% on a $500 contribution. So if you look at the slide that I'm throwing up on the screen, if you contribute $1,000 into the RESP, you'll get $200 from the government in terms of grant money. If you contribute $2,500 in a year, you'll get back $500. If you contribute $5,000, you'll get $1,000. And then you'll notice that if you contribute more money, $8,000 in that year, you're only getting $1,000 because that's the maximum that you can get in any given year as grant money. So you want to take full advantage of the grant money that the government is providing. You want to spread out your contributions so that you take full advantage of the $7,200 of grant money that the government provides when you contribute into that account. So how do you maximize your RESP funds? You need to plan and invest early. If you start investing as soon as your child is born, you have 18 years to allow for those contributions and the grant money to grow. However, if you start contributing into the account 5 or 7 years before your child goes to post-secondary education, you only have limited amount of time to allow that money to grow, and you might not be able to maximize and take full advantage of the government grants. So now that we've discussed what is an RESP and how to take full advantage of it and maximize the account, let's talk a little bit about how to start withdrawing money from the RESP. So before you start withdrawing money from an RESP, any financial institution will ask you for proof of enrollment to make sure that the child is enrolled in a post-secondary education to be eligible to withdraw money. So there's a little bit of latitude on how you spend the RESP money. It's not all spent on just the tuition. It can be spent on the child housing, it can be spent on food, it can be spent on the child's transportation to and from university. So let's say you've been saving up in the RESP account for years, but your child decides not to go to post-secondary education. What happens then? Option number one is that you can wait and see. You can wait and see if the child changes their mind and they decide later on to go to university. You can keep the RESP account open for up to 36 years. So you have a lot of time to wait and see if the child does change their mind. And then for option number two, we do recommend a lot of our clients open up family RESP accounts for that specific example. If one child decides that they don't want to go to post-secondary education, but the other child decides that they do, you can allocate the vast majority of both the growth and the contributions to the child that does want to go to the post-secondary education. You can transfer up to $50,000 from your RESP into an RSP, considering that you have the contribution room available. However, you will have to pay back that grant money because it was intended for your child's education, not to be used as RSP contribution room. So to sum up, what is an RESP account? One, obviously it is an investment account that you can use to invest in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. And definitely one of the biggest benefits of the RESP account is the grant money. The way you can think of it is that you get an immediate 20% rate of return on your contribution. Additionally, it is a tax sheltered account, so your money can grow within the RESP tax-free until the point of withdrawal. And one other great things about RESP accounts is that they're not just used for tuition expenses, they can actually be used for housing, buying textbooks, or even buying a laptop for studying. So that wraps up today's video. If you still want to learn a little bit more about RESPs, you can check out the articles on our website and the link will be down below. If you like today's video, please remember to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.